Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Camelia here with us, and she's a money mindset coach. So, Camelia, please introduce yourself and this interesting subject to our audience.
Oh, thank you very much, Tony, having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. I'm Camelia. I like money, and I realize that it's a very important tool in our life. It's something that we need in our life in each area for health, for career, for relationship, and for our free time. Yes. So, but we are not taught about money. Always I said that there are three subjects that we are not taught in family or in school, and it's money, relationship, and love. So let's talk about money. I started to learn about it when I was a child from my mom. I saw her keeping the bookkeeping of the family each evening. And when I had my own money at my first job, I realized that only that somehow is not enough. Something I felt that is missing. And I started to search and read and went to courses. And I realized that is the part of the mindset, the invisible part. And I started to combine these two. I started to give advice around me. And at one moment, people ask why you are not giving a proper advice, means being a coach or a mentor on this subject, because you are good. And I thought about it and I said, let's give it a shot. So this is why I am on this path. And I want to teach people that money is a tool, it's not a destination. Yes, we want freedom, we want money, we want to be rich. But as any other area of our life, we have to manage it. Only that we work with money doesn't mean that we manage money. We need rules, we need processes, exactly as everywhere in our life. And because money is a very taboo subject, somehow we are afraid to discuss even inside of our family, inside of our couple, that about money. We discuss only when it's an emergency or when indeed it's a big issue. So I want to change that because, as mentioned, money is a tool, not a destination. And usually I do this metaphor. For our body, air is a tool that keeps this body alive. For our life, money is the tool that keeps life alive.
Totally, yes. I mean, number of interesting things that you mentioned there, obviously, and we talked a little bit about this before we started recording as well. So, I have a very close friend in London, and he's a self-made multimillionaire. And I remember, when he was starting his career, he sat down and he actually put down on paper all his expenses, all the money that is coming in and stuff. And that time he didn't have much, but this was and he managed to actually create a mega successful business. And as I mentioned, became a self-made multimillionaire. Now, a lot of people actually don't do that or do it and then put it on the side and stuff. So what kind of advice you can give in regards to that?
So having a money management system is very important, exactly as we have a time tracker for our activities, and we plan everything exactly as when we want to be fit. We manage and we measure what we are doing at the gym or walking steps and everything. So it's the same with money. And I say that both sides are important, means the action to measure what you have, where the money are going in or out, but also your mindset. Because I saw so many people that start to keep the bookkeeping, for example, and in maximum 1 month, even earlier, they gave up because the mindset, the emotional side, the beliefs are not aligned with what they are doing. for example, they say, anyway, I have 1,000. Why should I put on paper where this money goes? Because anyway, I can't spend more than 1,000. But exactly when you put on the paper, then you realize that maybe you can have some expenses that are not worth it. Or maybe you realize that you can make more income from other sources or other skills that you have. Because the clarity is what we need in order to do things. Is the reason why we plan, what we have actions in our agenda, because we plan, we think ahead. So you can't think ahead if you don't know the actions.
Yes, absolutely. And on top of that, it's hard. You know, it's hard to actually keep the good bookkeeping. Obviously, for example, I'm looking from my own perspective for my business. I have to do it if we know what what the reason is behind that. But then on the personal level, you know, it's hard for me. It's hard for many people. I think that's why a lot of people are not doing it. But then, what are the benefits of being able to do that on a regular basis?
The benefits are, the first one is that you have clarity. And having clarity, that gives the peace of the mind. When mind is safe, knowing on the financial side where you are, what you need, how much you need, from where this need is coming from, then the creativity on your business, on your personal side, it's free. So you can think in the moment that you have a financial struggle because you don't know how you will pay the next bill, for example, or maybe you are uncertain what you have in your bank account. And if someone is coming to say, okay, I have this opportunity for you, but you have to invest this, you say, sorry, I don't know. Or you do the mistake investing more than you have. And then you go on the other side. So not having clarity is the biggest issue. So if we flip, the advantage is having clarity. You have peace of mind. So then your creativity and your energy for your business and for your life is up. That is one thing. Secondly, because you become a very clear with your finances, somehow, miraculous, money start to grow. The opportunities are coming. It's something that no one can explain because it's at the energy level. And when you raise your consciousness of the subject, then everything around you align in order for you to have more. I will give you an example. When you want to buy a car, you don't see that car anywhere in the city. But in the moment that you decided that car, that color, and so on, you started to see it everywhere. Why? Because now you are aware of what you want. Before that, you weren't. It's the same with money. In the moment that you are aware with what you have and what you need, then all the opportunities come in and align. On the other hand, you know then how to make that savings. Savings are more categories, but I will start with the safety net, with the emergency fund. I like to call safety net, not emergency. Why? Because it's giving you, again, that peace of the mind. And we need that. It's the best friend that you have, not necessarily the best one, but the one that is closest to you. Like a neighbor. When you have an emergency, you go to the neighbor and ask for help. It's that money that you can grow very easily because now you are aware of. Of course, there are techniques. How can you do it? Paying yourself first, for example, every time when an income is coming in. And also you are, especially if you have a business, as you mentioned, you are much more aware what part of the money are business money and what part of the money is your own money. If you do all this. So the clarity for me is the biggest win. and allows you to be creative and to grow the other areas of your life.
Totally. And what are some of the results that people are getting once this is sort of set up properly?
So the result is that the income is growing, as I mentioned, because the opportunities are coming. You are much more clear on what you spend and what is not necessary to be spent. To do a better investment in yourself or in different courses, even if in spare time and in holidays, you will do in a better way, knowing exactly how much you have. On the other hand, you can start then put money to work for you in a better way because you have that funds. And I heard this many years ago, and I love it, saying if you manage as little as you have now, you will know to manage as much as you will have in the future, but not vice versa. Means when you have a lot in the future, you don't know how to manage it. And as an example, you know for sure a lot of or at least heard about the lottery winners who in 1 year were more worse than they were before to win. It's exactly because their mindset is not aligned. They don't have the habits, the rituals to manage the money.
Totally. And what excites you about your business?
Oh, excites me. I didn't see any person to be happy when have financial issues. Even that financial issues doesn't mean necessary to pay, they can't pay the bills. The financial issue is that they can't grow the business. They can't go with all the activities that the kids want to have. They can't go on so many holidays they want. They don't have enough savings that they would like to have. Even these are financial struggles. And when you are at that state, on that state, you can't think clear and you are stressed and nothing is going well and you start to argue with your partner and the business with the business partners and somehow nothing is going well. In the moment that the financial part is solved, means you are clear, you know what you are doing, you know how to grow, at least everything is in under your control, then I don't say that you will not have issues and you will not have problems in life, but at least you can manage them easier.
Totally. Yeah, I agree 100%. And thanks a lot for sharing this story. Thank you for sharing your knowledge as well. If anyone watching us wants to connect to you or learn more about you or how to manage their money, how they can do that?
So they can find me on Facebook. I am Camelia.Bogdan.17. And also they can send me an email at Camelia at CameliaBogdan.com and I will answer questions. And yes, there I am. These
Fantastic.
are two
Yeah.
main
Okay.
places.
Excellent. And we can also, I can share this in the description of this video, and I'm sure once they contact you, they'll be able to actually receive some of the freebies you have as well, and connect to you directly if they want to take it further. So thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, subscribe and like it. And then also, if you have any questions for Camelia or me, you can drop them down in the comments and we'll be more than happy to answer them. See you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.
Bye.